to Southern Africa or the Eastern Cape of Africa. Maybe they're similar, but I will speak for the countries I have been to and that regularly experience or have this type of scenario. We're very, very used to having house helps, right? Domestic staff. A few years ago, maybe about a century or two ago, the upper class, what's it called? The aristocracy in the Victorian time had domestic staff. You were only a big man if you had a manor with like maybe 10 or 8 bedrooms, a very large piece of land. Maybe your foyer is about 50 by 50. And before people get to your house, they have to literally ride their carriage for about maybe 3 or 5 minutes before they get to your own house. Big house, sprawling expanse of land. So it was a sign of how much you had climbed up the social ladder to have domestic staff. Well, other people not so much. Maybe 1 or 2 governesses, But now in our time we call them housemaids. We call them. We have drivers who move us from one point to the other. People in the US have drivers, company drivers who take the CEO and the CFOs all around the place. But very often, it's not very often that you have, doctors have drivers or, Mama Mecca down the street having a driver over there. It's seen as a luxury. But over here, we like to have drivers. Yes, if you just walk in small shell or Ajip or something, next thing, boom, you get a driver. If your supermarket has opened its 3rd or 4th branch, boom, you have a driver, which is good. Once again, creature comfort, nothing wrong with having domestic staff. That's not why we're here. Why we're here this morning, ladies and gentlemen, is that it's been very well documented, the issues that come with having domesticated staff. So from the women, right, the wives who treat their house helps a little above slaves or sometimes worse than slaves, to husbands who sexually assault, these housemaids, right? Whether they are young, old, you name it. Some men have no preference. If it's in skirt, has 2 pointed nipples, they're chasing it. Then there are the children who regularly manufacture tall tales so that their mates, or the houseboy, the house girl, or the driver, or the gate man, like we like to call it here, get into trouble. Then on the other side of the conversation, we've seen security guards, we've seen maids who have poisoned Oga or Madam. We've seen maids who intentionally try to seduce Oga so that she can get belle and stay in the house, no problem. We've seen drivers who give very vital information about Oga's whereabouts and his movement so that he can be kidnapped or robbed, no problem. We've also seen people who, when they have accidents with their Oga, they will run away with Oga's briefcase because Oga's briefcase has like 500,000 naira and nobody gets to see them again. There are so many challenges with having domestic staff here in Nigeria. It's a big deal. Recent studies show that domestic work cuts across age and gender and can have adverse and exploitative consequences. Now, in recent decades, what has become very popular is, make we go bring this person from village, or make this boy go stay with this or that. And as this boy or this girl is staying with you, the onus is on you to, quote unquote, send this child to school or send this person to school, or maybe the boy, the apprenticeship model. Now, the wild boy that has become very popular, it's even being studied right now in Harvard, right? You get to give this person some form of financial compensation, or you give the person education. One way or the other, you should give the person something. Treat the person well. No problem. But my question this morning is about the age restriction. Because as I'm speaking to you now, some of you have 13, 14-year-old girls, boys. Maybe they're your cousins, aunties, younger brothers, last child, sisters, junior brothers, best friends, gate man, son. Right? They're staying with you. They have to stay with you because their parents are not well to do, so they need somebody to help take care of them. You've agreed. When this child is 13, 14 years of age, that child will help carry your baby who's about 6 or 7 months or 1 year or 2 years. They will change their diapers. They will go to school as well, come back. They basically do all those things because, it's their station in life. You give them food, yes. You house them, yes. But, ladies and gentlemen, you overwork them. And before you come and say, you don't know anything, that's the way. If not that this child come, how the child go to school? Yes, I agree. I know, I'm a Nigerian. I'm also part Ghanaian. My question is this. Should there be an age restriction to domestic staff? Because these 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds sometimes don't have the wherewithal to speak when they are being subjugated. If it's not the neighbor who sees how you, the woman, is beating this girl to stupor because she broke your plate, or because the hot water fell down, or because they did not wake up early enough to fry akara for your husband, your beloved husband. Should there be an age restriction to domestic staff? That's my question this morning.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
And now, hello, Port Harcourt, with Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. At Nigeria Info PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X at Nigeria Info PH. Take a stroll down to WhatsApp where you'll find us with the number 0809 030 6416. 0809 030 6416. Please, the last number, which is our WhatsApp number, is only for receiving messages. Please don't call that number. Thank you very much. To call us, 0817-923-0002, 0817-923-0003. Muriel's on the line. Good morning to you, Muriel. Welcome to the conversation.
Thank you. Jude, good morning.
Good morning, please.
So, Jude, there was a time, was it in one state in the East, that they decided to ban youngsters and children below 18 from going to learn and work. All those go and learn work. When you, after some years, they will set up those kind of things. Some issues came up. For me, when that matter came up, I asked, do you know that there are sometimes even parents will even want their children, while they are still going to school, to be learning this work? Now, age restriction. You cannot wait. You have a cousin or a relative that is struggling seriously, and you want to help out. This one is not all this formal, this is where you go to this company. Now the way they've modernized it, you can go and get made any from this. There are some people that are doing it as business. You go to the organization.
Yes. You recruit staff. Yes.
Yes. When this is within the family, or maybe a friend or a family relative something, and you want to help out, you don't need to wait until 18 years. As long as the child is going to school, for me it's fine. Even if it's at the age of 12, from 12 above, 12, 13. But when you know that this is a relative, or even though it's someone's child, there are some things you shouldn't do to the person. Yeah, we know everybody, there are no watchful eyes, there are no cameras, to watch you while this child is with you, but just conscience or something. But I think there should be, and it should be between from 13 upwards.
But is 13 not too small? Because some 13-year-olds will not be able to tell you, Miriam, that Auntie Jeanette used to use a cane to flog me if I don't wake up at 5:30 every morning. They may be too afraid. They are still at that point where their confidence is not very high.
No, this an informal sex. I'm looking at it in not this formal pattern that we go and get.
Yes, that's the thing. Whether it's informal or not.
And 25, and this is your own relative. Now you want to stay with this little girl, and she's your relative. The parents cannot afford education. As long as you can take care of the child's education. Why? Why wait until 14? You have to wait until 18 before you start training the child in secondary school. Those are the things I'm considering. Okay.
All right, Mira, thank you very much. Now, before we go on the break, let me also add, Mira has a great point. That's a lot of people talk about, right? Oh, the child. Yeah, but if you do have the money, why don't you just send money to the parents to train the child and hire somebody?
Nigeria Info.
My question is, should there be an age limit to the domestic staff that you can get? Now, the first caller, Mira, said something that, like I said, a lot of us are very used to, which is, having relatives, people in the village, maybe family, friends. Oh, make my picking come stay with you now. Things not that easy for us. Making come Botakot, making come Lagos, making learn walk. You go stay with a very good boy, very hardworking boy. And that's how a very substantial number of people have had their lives, and dare I say even their destinies altered, because they went and spent time learning under another family, basically a form of adoption, informal, if I may even say so. But this morning, I'm asking, and I'm thinking aloud, please, that whilst it is good to get somebody, a 13-year-old, a 10-year-old, or 15-year-old to come and stay with you, whilst your child is, still maybe 2 or 3 years of age, all right, and you're taking the child to school, but the child will also come back cleaning after you, your baby, your husband, and your other children. Why not? Why not you just, if you have the money, send the money to the person and send the child to school there, and you hire a proper maid, someone who's an adult, someone who will not bring their bad characters that they learned from the village and maybe start to assault your children. How many of you saw that video about, was it last week or 2 weeks ago, where the lady, was recording the maid who was less than 18, about 15 or 16, who was sexually abusing her 1-year-old baby. 1-year-old. So we reduce all of these things. Why don't we just get a I'm not saying if you get an adult, they won't do the same, but they'll be easier to monitor and indeed punish if there's going to be punitive measures to be had. What do I know?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeria Info FM. Nigeria Info, let's talk.
With Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
017-923-0002. Good news. Give me some good news. Who is listening to us from Rupako? Good news, welcome, please.
Sorry, goodness, not good.
Oh, sorry, goodness. Good morning, goodness.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Jude, I think the domestic staff the age should not only be regulated to 18 or any age. It should be made mandatory that you must get them from, what do they call them? Is it on a association or these companies that, yes.
A recruitment agency.
What goes on in some people's houses, I don't think, I've seen a lot. I was with one around 2-3 years ago, and after I had my second child and with the economic up and down,
yes,
we couldn't. She was going to a private school. We said, let my husband on this first. So the second baby is here. How do we do this? We have to take her home. She didn't do anything. She was even crying. She doesn't want to go. The parents were, and like, she didn't do me anything wrong. She didn't offend me. I don't want to keep her in a place where I can't give her the best I can afford. Because I have a second child, and I don't want her to be, send her to one school. She doesn't go to school. You can't even afford her school fees, and she's just there. I took her home, and since then, I have not made any attempt to get anybody. I have maybe people that can get to people, but I can't give this child the best I can afford. So why keep this child? And I've seen so many people around that do a lot of things to these children. And some of these people, in retaliation, they do a lot of things to them and their children too. That's the truth. I've seen where they have asked a child, why did you do this and do that and use dirty plate to do and this? I'm saying because his auntie did this and this to her.
Oh dear. You
understand?
Yeah.
Like, why? And she just wants to do back, or she's angry, or she's frustrated. You understand? So I think they should not just regulate it to 18, because a 2-year-old is still a child. He's still a child. For me, that the law approves the age. But to me, they are still babies. What do they even know? So I think apart from regulating the age, they should also come from agencies. They should not just pick somebody and keep with you. They should be strictly from agencies. That's what I think.
Okay. All right. Goodness. Thank you very much. Do have yourself a wonderful day, please. Thank you. All right. WhatsApp 0809-030-6416. 0809-030-6416. This one says, good morning. Thanks for this topic. Talking on age restriction. Age really matters. It mates. If the child increases in his learning skill and can learn or think, I think it should be considered. A child should be more mature to identify things, know good and bad, before living with a relative. Sapi from Ogbogoro. So the child should be able to vocalize, express. Sydney on the line from Omagwa. Sydney, good morning to you, please. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt.
My brother Judy, good morning.
Good morning, please.
I am very much interested in this issue. Just wait.
Sorry, Sydney. Could you turn off your radio set or step away from the radio, please?
It's okay.
Thank you.
It's welcome, sir. The issue is very simple. For me, age doesn't matter. Jude, I want to ask you a question.
Yes, please.
If you have an intended wife who is already 40 years but doesn't know how to cook, doesn't know how to do any house chore, will you marry the person?
Well, if I had the money, I'll hire a cook and say, yes, let's go on.
Now, the answer is very simple. Bringing in a housemaid who is perhaps 30, 40 years but doesn't know anything is just nothing but scam. The person is coming to ruin your family. For me, Sydney, who is talking now, my mom is aged. Anytime she asks me to get her a maid, Jude, I will go for any young lady or any young man who can give her what she wants. Age has no business doing there. If I bring somebody who doesn't know how to cook, who can't help to clean the house,
okay,
I have to get to 40 years, based on her age, the people assume she can do anything, and the person comes to even kill her before her death. That's another thing. But if you bring a child between 15 20 years, who is already grounded, who knows the job, and can give you what you want, Jude, please go for that person.
But Sydney, should a 15-year-old child be grounded in being a housemaid? Should a 15-year-old child be grounded in being a cook? Should a 15-year-old child be grounded in being your gardener?
Jude, I grew up in a local setting where my mother taught us how to cook from the age of 4. While she was doing the soup, we would be there pounding pepper, pounding okra, pounding egusi, pounding all the poundables. Before I knew it, at the age of 7, I was already cooking. Today, we have young men and women at 40. The only food they can cook is hot water. There are women who can't even cook, even ordinary indomie. Is it the people you want to bring as house?
No, but obviously, you would definitely like to test and maybe even have referrals for those kind of jobs. That's the issue. You won't just say, because somebody says, Sydney, I'm a maid, I come and start working. No, you probably put them on trial. If they don't work, you send them away. At least they're old enough for you to say, come out from my house. But if you bring a child, Sydney, and the child is taking care of your mother, but the child is still a child. A 15-year-old boy wants to go and play football. He may forget your mother is outside because he's playing football.
It depends on the orientation. We have people who are orphans, no mother, no father, and yet they take care of themselves. If such people are employed as maids, they will perform wonders. That's the point I'm trying to make. Good morning.
Good morning, Sydney. Thank you very much. Zion is on the line from GRA. Zion, good morning to you, please.
The Constitution of Nigeria stipulated 18 years. 18. Anything short of 18 is an abuse. Anything short or not even up, even if it's 17 years, 9 months is an abuse. It's just that this part of the world, we are so hypocritical. And we like to benefit from crime and criminality. It's only in this age they will tell that if you are not 18 years, don't vote. But you are not up to 18 years, they can get. You are not up to 18, they can get married to you. You are not up to 18, don't get to the university. But you are not up to 18, they want to have intercourse with you. Why are we like this? The mind of the child is not matured for those activities. Go carry pikin, go watch plate, go sell akara, go do this. If they are not mature, that is why you see these children, when they grow to a certain age, they become so toxic. Because their growth level was stunted with activities that are made for the advanced age. Before you know, depression, a lot of young people are depressed. Factors that are related to break up in marriage, impatient in work, impatient in learning, we don't even know because we are not good in study. If you go study a child, there is an age you say.
Oh, there. Apologies, Zion. Do call back. Obviously done there by the service provider. All right, but he does have a point. The legal age for work in this country is 18. And yes, because of our, communal and maybe traditional, inferences and nuances, a lot of people ignore that when you actually get a child, now you're picking, my sister picking, my sister when they my cousin sister, last born when they village, and nothing then, now make it come stay with you. Fine, let him stay with you. Yes, every child should have chores. I had chores when I was like 7 or 8. But from when I was 7, I had chores up until I left my parents' house. I had chores. We all had chores, and everywhere I stayed, whether it was in my auntie's house in Benin, my uncle's house in Lagos, or the one in Enugu, or here in Port Harcourt, I had chores. But they did not send me to do chores at the expense of my own development. Even in university, we had chores. But we were not expected to make sure we clean the house and at the expense of the homework or the assignments that we had. Ataisi is on the line from Anthony. Ataisi, good morning to you.
Jude, good morning.
Good morning, please.
See, my brother, I think the age should be from 18.
Go on.
Child can sweep, that a child can wash and do other domestic work, which is expected that our parents should teach us from a tender age. It's not a criteria to make this child. I don't care to know what you call it, house or whatsoever. See, the way we are trained determines the way we behave in the society. The emotions and feelings of these children, what these children will grow up to be, how they will treat others as well. People do not care. All what they want, let them see. It's like what is happening this morning, like the telecommunication and our bank. They just want to make gain from us, and they never mind if what they are doing is to our favor or is hurting us. Like this morning, I wanted to make use of USSD code. Before I even make use of the code, I've been charged approximately 7 naira, but the transaction was not successful. I tried it about 4 to 5 times, it was the same. This is the same thing they are doing to these children. People just want to make use of these children to the detriment of the children, to abandon them, to abuse them, to destroy their future. It's just a few of them that will say, okay, let us take care of this child. I think it's our child. But at the end, if this child wants to equal things to their own children. So please, this thing should stop. If
Ataisi.
The parents know they can't take care of the children. They stop doing a lot.
Okay, apologies, Ataisi. The last few seconds there were not very clear. Please, apologies. All right, we have John on the line. We'll say hello to John. John is speaking to us from Wimpy Junction. And then we'll go to WhatsApp and Facebook. John, good morning to you. Welcome to Hello Port Harcourt.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning, please.
The truth is, the law is meant for us, we are not meant for law? Or is it we are not meant for law, but rather the law is meant for us? Whichever way you put it, the law is for you to either obey or to not obey. If you have your own child, Jude, at 6 years, won't you begin to train that child in some
house chores? Yes.
Yes, won't you?
Yeah.
What therefore is wrong if you have a maid that is 6 years and that maid cannot wash plate because she's not up to that age? And I also know that most of these children that I don't have, but most of these children that people tend to go and carry to come and assist them, from that age they also pay their school fee and train them to school. So they are not being paid for their services. What they do is you just help. Maybe the mother goes to work, the father goes to work. You are more sensible than the child. You when the baby is back from school, you take care of the child, depending when the mother will come back. You understand?
Yes.
So everything in Nigeria, you begin to quote law that does not even have implemented.
But John, I understand the cultural nuance that you're expressing. However, you do know that there's been a lot of documentation of abuse of these same children. And that's why this conversation is hinged upon that. Nobody's saying that, you shouldn't give your child responsibility at 6 years old, teach the person how to sweep or mop or wash their clothes when they're 8 or 9. That's not the problem. But the thing is, most of these children, like you said, when they come and stay with Mama Ikechi, from the village, and they are cooking and they're helping them, they soon become overwhelmed with that work. They do more of that work than even the school that Mama Nkechi is sending them to. They become the person's maid. They're not helping the person. They become the person's maid.
Well, you must also agree with me, and I've agreed with you, that most of in some of these circumstances, is maybe some of these women. Like me, I have told my wife, if you cannot take care of somebody's child, don't go and bring the person. That's it. Because you must learn how to take care of that person's child the way you are taking care of your own. However, to begin to completely make it look like it's a taboo to have a maid, I don't think it's correct. Like Mr. Zion have said that 18 years. So would Mr. Zion wait until his child gets to 18 before he teaches that his daughter how to cook?
No, John. I think you get the narrative. Giving chores is a giving at any age, particularly from 6 or 7. But the question is,
let's narrow this conversation.
Okay.
If you are talking about child molestation, it's a different thing, or child abuse. Yes, those are two different scenarios. But today, because this. You are not putting it like because this person is a maid. That is why this individual is molesting that child. I don't think it's correct.
Well, John, that's the thing, right? Now, because, like I said, of our cultural nuance, we accept these things. But ideally, most of the times, right, many of those 15-year-old, 13-year-olds that come to the village and they're staying with you, right, they become quote-unquote maids. They're not just staying with you so that they can help you cook and clean. They become proper maids because the woman, more often than not, stop doing any chores and is the 13 or 15-year-old that gets to do it. That's the real concern. Alaye is on the line from Port Harcourt. Good morning to you, Alaye.
Good morning, Jude.
Good morning, please.
This issue is beyond this domestic violence you're seeing. You see, most of the child, when they pick them up from the parents, they took them to a shrine. This is a very vital information I'm giving you. They took them to a shrine to swear that was for family. This is not giving. I have and I confirm.
It's a new aspect to this conversation.
Them to shrine to swear a oath. Most of them are being used as a sex workers. Mostly the girls on that 14, 13, 15 are using as a sex workers. I'm telling you. So you see, this issue is beyond that domestic that even when your cousin or friend, whatever, pick your child, you're supposed to be checking on that child time to time.
But most of those people, most of those parents don't have phone in the village. Even if they have phone, do they have airtime to be?
If they don't have phone in the village, even if they don't have phone in the village, there must be person close to them that has phone. So once in a while you call and confirm, then once in a while you go and see your child. I know face to face how the child is doing. Some of those child can't even talk what they are going through because they are under a post, a threshold.
All right, Alaye, thank you very much. It's another aspect of the conversation, that I wasn't expecting to get to hear, but it's very plausible. Now, once again, please, I like to say this. No one is saying, I am not suggesting that you shouldn't teach your child from the ages of 7 and 8 how to be domesticated, how to do chores, how to be responsible for their immediate environment. I think every child, should do so. I learned how to sweep. And I'm not talking about inside. I mean, big compound. You know how we like to sweep with the wave pattern. That's how my friend, bend down, sweep. I learned how to do that. And so whenever I stayed with anybody, I didn't have a problem with chores. I didn't have a problem with responsibilities. However, whenever I was staying in anybody's house, my primary aim was education. And my education was not truncated. If I'm not in the house, somebody else will sweep. But you have a lot of the cases where when these children are not staying with you, maybe when they go to school, maybe when they're not around, the woman goes, hey, the whole house looks like, without Ikemefuna, we will not sweep the house again. We will not wash. Some of them come out from school and meet piles of dishes waiting for them. Why? Because they carry you from village. You have to come and learn and also help Mama. As Mama Nkechi is raising, her two lovely children, both of them, between the age of 2 and maybe 5 years of age. So you will do it. You will do it. Ladies and gentlemen, look, I know it's a cultural nuance scenario, but let us not deceive ourselves. There are several hundreds, if not thousands, of children who are in JSS3 right now or up until SS3 right now. They're in school. They might have lived in public schools. When they go back home, it is work that is waiting for them. WhatsApp. This one says, Jude, what are you even saying? 15-year-old child can cook, manage home very well. It doesn't matter. I challenge Zion to tell me what section of the Constitution says 18 years. That's why most children are very lazy. I went to the ocean to catch fish at the age of 12 in Kalabari. Age doesn't matter, my brother. I struggled very early and today I'm benefiting from my hustling. Age is just a number. God, once again, I don't think you are getting the narrative. The narrative is not that children shouldn't learn trades or, shouldn't be independent, but it is the misuse, the abuse that a lot of children experience, particularly when they're not in their own home. That is the problem. It is that misuse, that abuse, that is the problem. Well, we'll be back after this break.